Apologize for the late start, it's 4:04-ish, 4:03. This is the Mountain Lakes District, Monteau Revitalization Committee meeting, it's July 1st, 4:03 PM. I'm here, Dave Long.
Eric Cassidy's here.
Ray Martin's here.
Diane Coed.
And Anthony Hayden's here as a working guest. And we've got sign-in sheet, was everybody able to sign in?
Oh, is there a sign-in sheet?
Yeah.
I didn't sign in yet. There it is.
No, you're fine, cause we're on here.
You're on the committee.
Okay. Well, you never know.
Thanks everybody for being here. We've got a few things to go over. We'll start right up at the top. Brush hogging, we're looking at, yeah, like we got on here, week after the 4th. I was waiting for confirmation on that. It's pretty wet. We were just up there yesterday. It's pretty wet on the skiway side, like over there. So we'll probably try to focus on the Bunny Hill side and then some of those connector trails that we were talking about up towards the top.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else on that?
No, it's just simple.
Yeah, well, you said the upper one definitely, because the lower connector trail, four-wheeler's been in there, and
Yeah,
you said you saw that, yeah.
yeah, it's a mess. So that's all gonna need to get patched up at some point and be able to kind of redirect the water so that it doesn't run right
Yeah,
down
I
through
did,
the trails.
I did put in ditches, but, you know, when the four-wheeler goes over, it breaks it open, anyway.
Yeah. The other focus for that will be the, doing the rescue roads. They're in good shape. We
Yeah.
cleared them out during our trail cleanup day. But I think getting the brush hog, just run up and down those, just keep all the grass
The
short.
ones that
The
cut-
connector road, the rescue roads that go
Yeah.
across, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to make the signs for the day.
Eric, you put together that volunteer, sheet with a kind of a running punch list of things that need to be done.
Yeah, exactly. So we have kind of a to-do list already that I was, anyone can offer ideas to put on that to-do list. You want
Are
me
you
to try to
recording
put it?
that?
Yes, I'm recording. Yeah, so we have a to-do list and I'm trying to gather as many like volunteers' emails as possible. We'll put it in a group email, like a chain that's just like, we can just reach out to each other when we're thinking about going out, what's to do, what's new to do, what's been done.
Yep,
Like some kind of just like kind of volunteer
just a punch list.
punch list that, that way it's not always us just organizing it, but like
Right.
a lot of people just say to me like, I wanna go out on a Tuesday on my day off,
Right.
like, how do I know what to do? And so that's kind of the impetus for that. What do you-
Absolutely.
I just thought about the to-do list, but yeah, and also when something's done.
Take it off.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that might have been obvious to
that's
you,
the
but
whole
it just,
point of
it just,
to-do list is to.
I got the to-do part, but not the done part.
Yeah, we get, and the one I sent was like a Google Doc, so like anyone can, it's all editable by everyone, so we can all come in and, share it.
Yep, yeah, no, that's perfect, that's worked out well.
Didn't see it.
I think it went to you, so I'll send it again though.
So that'll go back out in the email chain, you wanna just send it as
Yeah,
a refresher
yeah,
so that everybody's got it fresh?
Yep.
Granite State Backcountry, guy had some issues, his father was sick and he wasn't able to commit to coming out for the meeting that we were gonna do. Eric couldn't walk anyway, so
Yeah.
it was,
been
I was
a
gonna meet
health
up with
issue
him,
after
but,
health
yeah,
issue
but
for-
his dad fell ill and I don't know, we haven't heard back from him at this point, but that's basically that, Granite State Backcountry Alliance, they're looking to, possibly provide some volunteer hours in cleaning up some of the glade trails, from more of a ski, they're more of a ski background kind of thing. There's a lot of opportunity there for that type of stuff.
Volunteer consulting.
I was up there yesterday and it's so nice to be out because then it's like fresh on my mind, like there's such an opportunity for the glades up there, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll email him again to follow up.
Sure.
I was looking at all the trees too, I know that there's logging is kind of in the background somewhere, but
Yeah,
wow, the pines
yeah,
were just
huge.
huge. Not that I wanna see them clear cut or anything, but, wow, there's some.
Managed, because
Managed,
there's so
there's-
much deadfall. I
And
mean,
managed
that's-
and income for
Yeah,
the mountain.
yeah, absolutely. We do have a forestry committee meeting that I think you were setting up for,
We're gonna do it
we're gonna piggyback it after the August
Right.
this meeting, so
Yeah, that'll be our first official
we're gonna
one.
kinda take that on under a different avenue than this.
Oh, yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
encompass all of the mountain lakes owned lands
Yeah.
and just the opportunities that exist for the district there.
Yeah,
ESC bike race plans, basically, we're mimicking last year, you know,
Right.
like, everything last year went off pretty good,
I think we're good with the porta potties
yeah.
and,
Porta potty's good, ambulance is good.
yeah, okay.
We will bring I'll have a dump trailer again for trash, that worked out well.
That did.
We brought a pile of just, one thing that we might have to source, because I was able to utilize the ones from here, which we won't be able to do this year, is trash cans.
Okay,
So I have a handful at my
Me too.
house,
I
I have a bunch at work. I mean, if anybody happens to have extras and can donate them for the weekend, we'll just spray paint your name on it, whatever.
Yeah, I understood that last year that we were gonna have trash cans, and we didn't, it ended up being a good idea because everyone walked their bag to the dumpster and you didn't have to.
Yeah,
empty
we
all the
set up,
cans. I
so,
mean, a few would be good.
yeah, in the camping area, we had four, something, probably
Oh,
three,
there was
three
some
or
out there.
four over there, but like, it was funny, nobody used them until like cleanup on Sunday, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Cause I
okay,
kept walking around being like, oh, I'm gonna have to clean these up like 3 or 4 times, and we just,
Okay, I
we
didn't
just
know, I
didn't.
didn't know there was a few out there,
Which
cause it
was
worked out
cool.
well with everyone wanting their trash.
And there
to the
was
dumpster.
definitely people that just walked it over to the dumpster and took care of it on their own, which was super cool.
A lot of the campers will do it, leave no trace and
Yeah,
take them out their
yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, by and large, I mean, people left it better than they found it, which is all you could really ever ask for. George had reached out, the race organizer by email, there's been some communications back and forth as far as that goes, just kind of ironing out the details. We'll have to get the bottom of 5 there, orange, that's gonna have to get drawn as a reroute now, right?
Alright, I'll have Adrian make a map, I hope. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it would be nice to have a current map,
Right.
because I've been to races where
The-
the maps like
Okay,
don't make error, just.
it's
you know,
not perfect.
It turns into a big joke for the whole weekend, the map
Okay.
that, but I'll make an attempt to get a updated map.
One of the pieces of feedback that we got last year was there's a flat portion on one of the tracks where it flattens out and it dumps onto the top of the bunny hill, and then it was just all, you know, crisscross like this going down. Wasn't as fun, so we were able to move that so that it's straight downhill speed. It'll be a cool end to the trail for that run there, so it's just gonna be a reroute as far as that goes. And that'll all get flagged, so people are kinda pushed in the right direction. That's all that'll take there, right? You just get the flagging, maybe put a chunk of wood where the old trail went versus where the new trail
Oh,
is gonna go.
we'll tape it right off.
Right.
Yeah, tape it right off, for sure.
Other than that, as far as the plans, I don't know if you have it on there anywhere else, but down at the bottom, when we talked about the liquor license, doing that with the state, being able to provide a beer supply. We
Yeah.
have the Reckless Brewing Company is gonna come and do their food truck again, which is,
They'll
They-
sell us discounted beer if we wanna
Sweet.
sell it, and I've been talking to the state about like what it takes to do that,
Yeah.
and so it's not hard. It's just what I did for Reckless last year, except
Yeah.
maybe a few extra steps, but we're a municipality nonprofit, so there's just an avenue for us to just
Sure.
get like a multi-D pass like that.
yep. Anything else on race day things that we need to talk about?
Are they porta potties, first
Yeah,
aid,
That's all set,
and,
yeah.
now how about, a four-wheeler are we gonna have?
Yeah.
We don't need 10, but is there gonna be at
Right.
least someone who can transport?
Yeah, so I
I
talked to
mean-
Ken, yesterday, he's mentioned that you had reached out to him, he's on call that weekend, so he wasn't able, and a bunch of his buddies that did it last year, also have an event planned for that weekend, so he was gonna reach out to Mark Lang, who's the president of the ATV club,
I've spoken to him.
super good
Yeah, I mean, we
guy.
just need one really, you know.
If we need one there, I'll bring one, like that's,
Oh, you have it?
yeah,
Yeah, just,
like, we'll definitely have
I mean,
one,
yeah,
but it
either
was
one of
nice
the
to
base,
have a.
that's fine, and then, if we have some volunteers out on the course
Yeah,
with, do we have phone service now up and down the hill?
yeah, seem to,
Yeah,
I
so
always
we have
do.
some volunteers with, the number for the ambulance out on the course.
Right.
They could update them and the four-wheeler
oh, yeah.
driver about, if there's, need of a ride or what's happening, in terms of a medical emergency.
I just was gonna jot down, I just have to, on Saturday, we have to make dispatch, aware that there's training going on.
Ambulance and police, because of the parking situation.
Camping fee,
Yeah, he wanted to go down this year, he said we were one of the highest, we're gonna have more volume this year, and he said we probably even entice more people to come, like if that was like lower. I think that's more of a commissioner decision, but I thought it's like worth bringing up to just say here in case we wanna make a recommendation. If anything, he said go down to 30 from 40, I would say if anything, we compromise at like 35, you know?
Who is he?
Yeah, I'm
Who
sorry.
is he?
What's that?
Who is he?
Oh, I'm sorry, George, the head race,
okay.
Consultant there.
The, I apologize if I gave you misinformation, but the races that I went to last year, I suggested the $40 because that's what I was paying at other venues, so maybe he got feedback, not just about Monteau, but in general, so,
Yeah.
I apologize if, there's any
No, it's okay.
issue, and I'm glad that you're thinking about going down now, because
Last year and, people were happy, so
Yeah.
it's just a thought to consider, but I don't necessarily wanna do it, but.
yeah,
Nothing's going
35
down.
sounds great.
What's
What,
that?
what is going down in
Yeah,
this
the
world?
only thing I would argue is like if they were only.
Every time you go to the store,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
going up.
I know.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to say about, everything is if we can have any kind of signage that demonstrates the race, that, this is a benefit,
Yeah,
this is a
yeah, yeah.
community development,
That's on the agenda.
oh, sorry, cause, when I first talked to George, it's like, anything you can do to make people aware that, this is not going in someone's pocket, it's for community
Yeah,
development
right.
is,
I'm not like, when I read that, I'm not inclined to say, oh, let's knock $10 off of the camping. It's such a, like, people are gonna drive,
Yeah.
I mean, everything from,
The-
a beater Subaru to the $150,000 RV here,
I
and,
know.
are dedicating a weekend to come out. I don't think it's
Yeah,
unreasonable.
in the middle of July.
We're
too.
using our community resources, and we need to be able to give that stuff back,
Yeah.
to the community as well. Holly, you have something?
I was gonna suggest that you keep it at the 40, because once you go back,
Yeah,
every
Right.
year they're gonna try and whittle you down a little bit, but I think that you never go backwards, you
Yeah.
always stay where you are, you don't raise it. If you don't
The-
want it, if people are feeling it's too high, just
The-
don't raise it, stay at where you were for last year.
Yeah, sure.
But
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't go backwards.
the one thing I was gonna suggest we might do is make like a one day, cause it's technically camping allows for Friday and Saturday night. So a one day would be like 30 instead, you don't wanna complicate it.
No, then it's like another whole line item on the
Yeah,
website,
alright.
and it's like,
Yeah,
like
alright.
you get a parking pass, and that's one thing, I looked through all the other venues last year before we did this, and that's how all of them do it. It's
Okay.
like camping, and they don't care when you show up,
yeah,
because some people are gonna show up on Friday night, some people are
and I
just
don't
gonna
want,
show
who's
up on
gonna regulate,
Saturday.
oh, I paid for one.
2
day.
o'clock in the
Exactly.
morning.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, somebody's gonna show up, I don't wanna keep track of license plate
Yeah,
numbers and stuff
yeah.
like that, just keep it
No,
simple.
we'll keep it simple.
You're fine. Can you get by there? So yeah, I would say just leave it alone, and I mean, I just can't
Yeah, I think
imagine
we
that
did fine last year,
$10,
yeah.
I mean, talking $10,000 mountain bikes and
Yeah. Okay,
$1,000 weekends, $10 here and there, I mean, you.
500 if you're a camper, 50,000 if you got one of those RV, I don't.
Cool, so we'll freeze that, the, donations and rec sales, communication,
that's what we were just saying,
Yeah.
like, just in general this year, we need better signage, we need to communicate with George, the leader of the bike race on his end, to communicate to everyone about what we're intending to do, whether it's, if we do sell beer, then we gotta let them know ahead of time that it's also proceeds go back to the district, same with breakfast sandwiches, same with any kind of rec paraphernalia sales or anything that we're doing down there, it's all to the benefit of the district.
right,
So that's the main communication to Georgia, we just need to, and we're already emailing with him, so we'll get that through to him. And then we just need better signage and everything communicated throughout the week, and that all of this is for this area and this community that's offering this space to them, you know?
I think on our camping registration page there, we need a blurb, let's put together, like we talked about doing a postcard kind of thing that we can hand out with information, right? Cause if, after talking to folks last year that came over, they don't read George's thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's like this long, like you've seen it, you have to scroll through it all, there's all kinds of information, and like nobody knew, people were like, where's Monteau? Is this her water?
Yeah, you might run out with her water.
I didn't bring mine in, so I wouldn't forget it.
Oh,
Is
I
that-
think
is
it's
that her
on the
phone?
back of my truck.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Dave, is that your phone or hers?
That's me.
Okay.
So people aren't reading that stuff, so I feel like putting that information out there on a little bit simpler, like a page that people are gonna go through, and then the other thing that we had talked about was putting together a little flyer that we can hand out to people as they're showing up, right? A little postcard that basically is like, here's some information about Monteau. Here's
Breakfast
some
sandwiches.
information- Yeah, there's breakfast sandwiches, there's whatever we're offering, you know? Monteau is actually on the map now too.
Yeah, I know.
Which is cool, so when people actually Google Monteau, it shows up on the map.
They show up.
Yeah, last year it didn't, so people were calling, and just like, where is this place? You Google Monteau and all you get is like lost ski areas in the woods kind of thing.
Yeah, New England lost areas. Nelson.
Go ahead.
Last year, the National Honor Society did a bake sale.
Yeah.
Is that something you want, I can reach out if
Please.
that's something you want them to do again?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I lost my contact there.
Yeah,
Since he
me too,
graduated.
but I know a few, my son
Yeah, so if
graduated,
they
but
need
I
some
know enough
volunteer
kids on
hours or
there that I
something
can
like
see
that.
if they wanna do that again.
Yeah.
If not, I'm sure there's other,
Yeah, we utilize them for parking to help out with that stuff too. And
okay.
they were super helpful.
Yes.
So yeah, if they were open to that, we talked about that.
Did you have any I was there for some of the time, but as far as timing that they were there, was it good last time or like,
Oh, the kids.
yeah, for the bake sale part of it? I mean, I know parking obviously is specific times, but
What time did they do the bake sale
I
again?
don't remember. I
They
could look back.
kinda
if I
rolled
remember.
in like 10, 11.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was, I don't know, that they would know
They would
best,
know,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I would put that back on them and just say, when were people coming
Whenever,
by?
yeah,
I mean, the
whenever.
guys were over there training all day, so I would imagine if the people were gonna come through,
sure.
and if they think that there's a better spot, you know, we can situate their table a little different, so you're grabbing people as they're coming through, but. I
I
think
know
that,
they appreciated that.
I know, I think they did
Fundraiser,
pretty
they
well.
did pretty well,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that was cool.
I think they like that spot because they have the shade there too.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cool, so I'm happy to work on that, little postcard and throwing something together, and we could print those off easy enough,
Yeah.
unless you're dying to do it or somebody else
Not,
does. but-
yeah. No, if you we can take a peek and
Yeah.
draft it up together and circulate it.
With info, the other thing was just having like QR codes, right, like just having stuff around for if you wanna donate, right?
I'll, by that time, I'll have a QR code for that on the website.
Perfect.
I've been tinkering a lot on the website. The volunteer thing isn't working.
Moving on to old business.
I have a question. Do you have the map?
The map
Yeah.
of what,
The trails? Where you're going?
like the ski trails
Yeah.
or the bike trails? I mean.
All of them, up the road?
It's the same as it was last year, it's on it's on the website, correct?
So
Yeah.
Skiway?
Yep.
Is now not class 6.
Skiway's a
Private
private
now.
road, is what she's saying. So what,
So I
in light
just
of
wanted
new
to know.
evidence from the town, what are you gonna do now?
There's multiple things that we're gonna work on, the
Your
document
due
that,
diligence backfired is class 6, so you need to apologize for that statement.
okay. This isn't the
No,
place
no.
and time for this type of conversation again.
I know, but you said it and you got other people to back you up, you did your due diligence,
Okay,
and you were broker, so you need
The
to
list that you
apologize.
provided on Facebook yesterday
Yep,
has multiple notations of class 5 roads, which are public ways as well.
that's not my question.
No, I'm just
My
trying,
question is, you made a mistake and you need to
I'm
say
clarifying why it's not a mistake.
something. It
So
is
the
a
reason why it's
mistake.
not a mistake is because class 6 roads are public, so that entire list of
It's not a class 6 road,
class 5 roads are also public.
it's
So-
not that either.
If you let me
You-
finish,
I'll let you finish,
Okay.
but before you try to make a big story and make it go your way, you know what that was never a class 6 or a
the
class 5.
thing is that it was dedicated to the town of Haverhill in 1973, and any authoritative action by Haverhill implicitly accepts it. So whether we call it a private road or not, it becomes a class 6 road over time, over the last like 5 decades. And everything, including the most recent emails that were sent to both of us, where the head select board member is acting as the authority of the road, continues to confirm its implicit acceptance of that road being a public class 6 road. There's just no way around it not being class 6, and I'm trying to work with you guys to
You've
avoid.
never worked with us.
I said it from,
Never.
I'm sorry, I said it from the first meeting when you guys brought this up, that I was willing to do anything to make peace with you guys, and instead you came right at us with the lawsuit.
Well, that man back there, he originally.
I'm right here though, and I'm working for you guys
And
too.
if you're here, then you need to do the right thing, you were told to go
You know
buy
it's a
your
private road,
property.
right?
No.
You understand it's a
And
private
you
road or
guys-
not?
We're
Push
not
your
gonna
way up.
have that.
Hey, listen,
but
if you
I
guys
agree,
wanna,
let
we
me-
can't just, there won't be just quick back and forth, right? If you have something to say or you have something to say, please voice, we're happy to listen.
We've been
But-
voicing forever.
No, I know, and I understand
Not
that.
you,
Yeah.
it's
Right,
them.
but I'm also voicing my side of things as a professional in the real estate business and understanding real
You're
estate
talking
law.
out of turn, Eric, you're talking out of turn.
I appreciate that you think that, but I don't think that
I
at
know
all.
for a fact,
Okay,
I know for a fact you're out of turn.
how so?
Okay, so you know your facts, he knows his facts, and you disagree,
So I'm
right?
telling you, you're not
Alright.
coming up the road on the day of the event, the gate, you stop at the gate and go around, there's a trail
So,
around it.
yeah,
Why
but-
would you wanna force your way up there? Why
We're
would you
not
wanna
trying
force your
to,
way?
I'm not trying to force it, and
You
I'm
are
not trying to go
forcing your way.
past your house.
You're
But-
lying.
By the way, if it was a private road, let me just finish, Bob.
Okay.
If it was a private road, you own, from your pin into the middle of the road, you have no authority to tell us what to do lower
All
on the
the
road.
landowners do.
All the end, but they would have to stop us too unless they are willing and complicit in allowing us. And so it's on them to do that.
They're
So
saying
no-
no. The
Who said?
landowners
Hey,
in there-
listen,
Who said
listen,
no?
we're not gonna do this,
Okay.
alright? This is not an argument back and forth between you guys.
But we
This
just want
is-
you, we
this-
just want it to
listen,
be
this is a-
Can I
noted.
speak?
This meeting is about making Monteau better, okay? Everybody
fine.
that's here donating their time is here to try to make Monteau a better place.
That's fine.
No,
We're all
listen,
for
it's
it.
my turn to talk, okay? It's not your turn to talk.
Well, you guys have been
No,
talking for
listen
a
to
long
me,
time.
it's not your turn to talk, it's my turn to
All right,
talk.
well, go
You
ahead.
understand?
Yes, I do.
If one of these commissioners is up here talking, it's not, you can't talk back to him in the middle of his conversation. Wait your turn.
Why, I see everybody else do it before.
No, and that's what I'm saying, it's not gonna happen anymore, we're not gonna do this back and forth, alright? Raise your hand if you have something to say. Go ahead.
This discussion,
Don't of course me, I'm holding the same rules for everybody.
No, I know what he's gonna say. So don't get an
this,
attitude.
this discussion is not made for here. You guys have a task to do, and that's what you ought to focus
So
on,
we
not
can't be
just not-
bullied forever.
No,
I'm
you can't
sorry.
just speak up.
Well,
You-
you
listen to the rules,
interrupt,
come
Bob,
on.
you shouldn't even be
The-
talking.
Oh, goodness. Listen, we're gonna move on, we're not talking about,
Of course you're not, cause you know you're wrong. You're a piece of crap.
oh,
the line.
wow,
No, it's
wow,
not,
you
oh
can
wow.
go.
Yeah, you can go
You're not
too.
welcome here.
Oh, well,
Can I do
Too
that?
bad.
Is she not allowed to
But
be
you know
here,
what?
calling a
But
sitting
you know
commissioner a piece of
no,
crap?
you guys just do whatever you want and
Who
you don't
does
ask
whatever
the-
they want?
every one
All
of
of
you
us?
do.
We're trying to
You
work
don't
with
get
you.
the public to vote, you do whatever you want. You people vote, it doesn't work. You still do what you want,
If you don't
And
leave,
you're
I'm gonna
still
call the
pushing-
police and have you
good,
removed.
call them.
Okay, well.
All I'm saying is that it's supposed to be a community,
I-
it's supposed to be a private community
Can you
that gets
go,
together.
please?
No,
Can
no,
you
no,
leave?
It's
stop
fine.
talking.
Listen,
Can you go?
we-
Yeah, I can go, but
Thank
this is a
you.
private
Thank you.
community, right?
Right,
Alright then, so we should all be getting along and doing the things for each other, not for outsiders.
thank you for your input.
Yep.
I'll reiterate, we're here for the betterment of Monteau. I mean, some of this stuff is
I
just
just-
crazy and I don't,
the whole point is that they privately maintain the road, but that doesn't make it a private road.
I
And that's
understand.
caused so much confusion, but from a legal standpoint, from the dedication of that road and all the things that Haverhill has done over the last 50 years to implicitly accept it, and the fact that Haverhill is on record and recorded it as a class 6, just so people know, if there's any talk about our monetary fees or anything, like, that's on Haverhill for screwing this all up if they do declare it a private road, but they can't at this point because they've already acted on it as a governing authority. It's just a loop that keeps coming back to class 6.
And basically, we have a legal opinion from our attorneys
That's
that
class
say
six.
that it's class 6,
Yes.
and then we could use it
So
however we
now,
want,
so
right?
now
So
at the
what do we
moment,
do?
it's in the hand of Haverhill, I'll get to you. It's in the hands of Haverhill, who's kind of not been communicating at all, but the public needs to know that Haverhill's just kind of saying, oh, good luck, you'll figure it out, but these people don't wanna figure it out with us.
I was just gonna ask if we could please move on from that and get back to the Monteau business.
That's the idea, thank you. I mean, Mr. Moulton, did we,
I've been texting him, but he knows I have a broken leg.
Yep.
So I'll get there. But it's all good, it just has to.
yeah.
Has he signed it?
ESC timeline, I mean,
No, I
we're,
have to go,
oh, sorry.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That next bullet point is, ESC timeline planning, and I think we've kind of been going over all that, I don't.
Yep. Yeah, that was basically the other thing,
Right.
for ESC, yep.
We've kind of been through
So
all
no,
that.
that's just all old business anyway, so if we're good on all of those checklist items, then we can keep moving.
Rec is planning on doing sandwiches, Saturday and Sunday?
Yep.
Both days again, yeah?
Yep.
Anything different that you would like to see after, last year? Better, different?
Just let everybody know that we
Yeah,
have them, you
yeah.
know, some kind of
We didn't
sign.
do Saturday last year.
Yeah, we did,
Yeah.
2 days,
We did?
It was 2 days.
we did 2 days.
There wasn't a sign for you to know that, I guess, we need more signage.
Yeah. I almost swear we only did one day.
Oh, no, we were.
You were
Okay.
cooking, you know.
We did 2 days. The only thing I was wondering if we should do hash browns, you know those things
Yeah.
that you can just,
Yeah,
those things,
that might be nice.
that might be, huh?
How would you cook them?
I'll pay extra for
We
that.
got it, huh?
I'll pay extra for a hash brown.
Yeah, everybody likes it, yeah, I'm
You
thinking.
need
we'll
an
do
oven or a fryer later or something.
that. Well,
Perfect.
we have a rec meeting tomorrow, so we're gonna talk about
Okay.
Getting the word out to ESU.
ESC?
Yeah, ESC, sorry, is gonna be key. And, let them really promote it, get it on their website, get it on our website.
We'll get it promoted via our sign up, we'll hand stuff out, we had a whole discussion.
Yeah,
on
the ESC,
What's that?
the ESC does, have local information, but it gets lost in the
Yeah.
thing, cause there's always
No,
a paragraph.
We'll fend for ourselves,
about-
like Dave said, like, we're really gonna push it harder this year, that this is, all this goes back to the district and the environment that's creating this town for you, so.
So yeah, the cards are a great idea,
Yep,
anything we can do, or just people come in.
I'd like to set another meeting for middle of this month,
yes,
just to kind of recap and go over anything last minute that we need to do. I don't know if you're around or whatnot, but,
do you think the
do
fifteenth
you
or
wanna
the
do the
22nd?
15th? Either one is fine with me.
Anyone have a preference? I think the 15th would probably be better, so we, still have, 10 plus
Time.
days to,
Yeah.
and then,
Well,
on the
that'll-
15th, if we wanted to reconvene at the lodge on like that Friday
On the
morning
Fri-
or
yeah.
something, or Thursday night, or either the 24th or the 25th, just, and just so that everyone knows before we close up this meeting, like, it's not only about the bike race, but we're just leading up to this specific race right now, and then, August, it's the whole, get creative and build out and think about the rest of the mountain too, but we're limited people here, so we gotta really focus to make sure it's a success for people.
So the 15th at 4 PM.
Yeah,
Works
that
for
sounds
me.
good.
Anything to add to the to-do list? When do you wanna start taping?
You said Thursday?
Well, you have the tape, so we can start taking time. Adrian said he will come here Thursday morning and take the whole thing.
Thursday morning, like,
Thursday morning before the
24th or
race,
whatever?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And if, there's an issue with that, I'll certainly
Yeah.
do it.
That's, yeah, and that leaves plenty of time, I mean, it's doable pretty quick.
yeah, well, he's,
quicker than me.
I don't know, it was pretty impressive yesterday, throwing that lumber aside.
Go ahead, Polly.
About the to-do list, when you were talking about it earlier, I thought about this. Do you send the to-do list when you're looking for volunteers out to just the people that have signed up to help, or do you do district-wide?
So that to-do list was in our kind of volunteer group, but what I need to do, and he pointed out to me today that our volunteer, somehow it got screwed up on the.
The link doesn't work.
The link's not working right now, so I gotta fix that real quick. I'd like to get a new batch of emails going and disperse like that, but that to-do list is only kind of, I just wrote it a week ago and sent it out, because so many people have been, Facebook or texting me saying, what can I do when, and.
Right,
So I'm
that's why
trying
I
to-
was thinking district-wide, because like you said earlier, I have today off, I can go out and help.
Right,
That type
yeah.
of deal, but I wouldn't know that if I wasn't
Yeah.
on the initial list.
This is like
So I was gonna
brand new,
suggest-
so I circulated it among the,
Yeah.
our
Committee.
committee here, just to see what people thought, and it's probably the first time we've really
Yeah.
talked about it
I
since.
think you get more help if you put it out district-wide. Well,
Yeah.
I would like to hope you did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd just say, if you're gonna do that, I mean, I love that, put it right out there, but just make it ownable and editable by
only by
like
us, yeah, that
our
was it,
group
yeah,
or,
yeah. So,
people
like,
that
right
you
now, the
know.
committee can edit it themselves,
Like,
that's why I left it.
You don't
as
wanna
if I
just put
said
that
they
out there
can.
for anybody to be able to delete the whole thing and
Right.
cause confusion.
Yeah,
No,
Add
just-
to-do
just-
lists.
Yeah, just information
do
that this
that?
is happening today, if there are any helpers out there, that type of deal. Or on this date, we're gonna be doing this, but if it goes out district-wide, you might get more people that will step
Yeah.
up.
No, good point, thank you.
cool.
Good, anything else that you can think of that we need to kind of nail down on before race day? Ed's gonna be over there doing work, on the ice rink next week, is that right?
I'm not sure on that yet, cause I talked to John about it today, and he said it was gonna be after the, bike race, and I said, no, I want to get that
Yeah.
roadway done anyways. So he may not be working on the ice rink area, but we're gonna make sure that he gets the road cleared and put some, build that thing up. You have it draining off correctly, and, get some stay mat on there and stuff. And,
What is
Where are
that?
you talking about?
like, the entrance to the ice rink.
Yep.
That road going down there.
Yep.
Get that road all straightened out,
Okay.
where we scraped all that stuff off.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I talked to him recently about after that, starting to brush hog, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I reached out to him yesterday and today, but I didn't hear back, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's not gonna be a problem.
Call his wife.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I
I
spoke.
wasn't gonna take it that far quite yet. Steve Robinson said that he would have availability to do it too, just came up in conversation, he said he used to always, and just a quick side note, he said that whole area behind where the ice rink will be, and then there's the brook, and then there's all the growth on the other side there.
Yeah.
He's like, you used to always be able to see that brook right from the lot.
Yeah.
It's like it
oh,
was
the
wide
reservoir?
open.
The
Yeah,
reservoir?
yeah,
So
like
open it
all
back
of
up?
that was wide open, you
There's
can
a
see,
walkway.
yeah, you can see
Yeah, there
right
is a
there.
walkway.
We've beat back that walkway so that you can at least, but you gotta walk through it
Yeah.
like this now.
Yeah.
So, I don't, that's more of a forestry thing, we could talk about it, but I think really being able to see that brook, it's like
Water views-
hidden
Water views
hidden
are always
asset, yeah.
an additional amenity, so that's great.
So, anyway,
I have
for
a
a different
question.
conversation, go ahead, Rick.
The proposed new parking area on Valley.
Yep.
Is anything gonna be done with that? Cause you wanna use it for the race, right?
Right, I was hoping to walk that yesterday and kinda come up with a game plan, but I didn't, so I'm gonna make a point to get over there and kinda dig around and see
My
what kind of,
tractor's available for usage if you want to do it like
I know
that.
someone has a much bigger one.
yeah. Yeah,
Are you talking about the area where we
Yeah.
drove
drove to the
wells?
wells,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cause
I know you,
that ground is in pretty good shape,
Yeah.
but it'd have to be scraped, leveled, and, you'd have to put some stay mat on it,
yeah,
but I don't think that's a bad thing.
there's
How many cars would you wanna put in it?
I don't know, that's what, I gotta walk it off, like I'll put the Onyx map on it and I'll walk it off and kinda map it out and see what it looks like, see how many flat spots. I mean, some of these guys have campers that they don't care, right, like they're not sleeping on the ground, they're,
Well, she went for a camping area.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about parking cars.
Oh, yeah.
I think it
that would
is
be
parking
tricky.
cars in general, but just that one weekend.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that was more just overflow parking, to be honest, but
yeah,
You had to open up more sites.
we need
It
more.
would be
I
nice.
mean, that's how we maximize income too,
Right.
so.
Yeah,
if we,
if you walk it up, let me know how big you need,
yeah,
and I can take our machine down there and,
do a little
Just-
flattening out.
just-
It's already, it looks like a complete mess right now, so anything we do is like an
It's
upgrade.
gonna be a step up.
Yeah,
If you wanna jot that down, we'll talk about that at our next meeting.
What's that?
We'll be able to have a new plan for that parking
Oh,
area
parking.
and figure out what that's gonna look like. Like I said, there was some people that like literally don't care about their campsite, you know,
Right.
they just want somewhere to park, somewhere to set up their little bike,
Yeah,
repair area, and they would be perfectly happy over there, so. But
Pit.
yeah, their little pit
That's
station.
what the bike, they go that pit, set up their pit.
Perfect. Anything else? Anybody?
Can I speak, guys?
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, sorry, I've been here the whole time. I got stuck in Concord though, so I had to Zoom.
You look like you're sitting out at the lake.
Yeah, that's the sunset picture of the lake I have. So my offer still stands about the beer tent on Saturday.
Yeah.
So let me know, Eric, when you have more of a plan. I was curious if we have a generic donation letter because I was going to solicit some donation requests from some connections I have for some beer, and from my co-packers for some kombucha or canned cold brew. So if we had like a generic donation letter that I could start with and then edit up, I could get those sent out as soon as possible here before we run out of time.
Sweet.
yeah, Joey, that sounds like a great idea, and I will, I'll draft something up and see what, with our letterhead on it, so that it looks official for you to, request. That's a good
That
idea.
would be
Thank you.
great.
And you're still
And I'm
planning on doing kombucha, right?
Yep, my kombucha on Saturday, and then I'll help out with sales. As long as I can generate my money back for my kombucha, I'll be good.
That's fine, yeah, whatever
Thank
is
you.
good for you, man, it's a nice
Awesome.
thing, and you're a community member.
I
That'd
know
be
that,
sweet.
see, you can't
Sounds
do
great.
that.
I think that'll be cool. I think people are gonna
I
like
want
that. Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know it's all raised all the time, but I just want to do a quick, brief
Oh, you said,
introduction
yeah.
of the Northern Forest Center.
Yeah.
I talked with the Adirondack Program Manager. The Northern Forest Center is a nonprofit community development, business. They operate across what's called the Northern Forest, stretching from northern New York across to northern Maine. That's their community development area. Their mission statement is, our mission statement at Monteau has a very close intersection with what they're trying to do. Community development sounds like, what's that got to do with Monteau? But they are involved in outdoor recreation projects. They were also involved in developing the Parker Mountain Trails, the Parker Mountain, the Kingdom Trails, the Carabasset Valley Bike Trails. And I would like to have the New Hampshire Northern Center Program Manager come visit us sometime and tell us
Is
about.
that something you can set up?
I can, I just want to say that.
Put us in
and
an
that's it.
email and we'll get a time.
Okay, I just wanted to make it in here today, and I have literature for you folks just to read, and that's all I wanna say right now, because we're back to all race all the
No,
time.
that's cool. I jumped on their website after you sent that email and checked it out. It seems neat, you know?
Yeah, they have something called a the border program, where it's strictly mountain bike development, across the, I forget the Northern Border Project, or Borderlands Project.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, I think that there may be, we don't know until
Yeah,
we
no,
talk about it.
it's along the avenue that we're headed, so
Yes,
I think
so-
that's great.
That's it, and
Yeah.
I will,
A mountain takes a lot of people to make, it can't just be you carving trees.
right, but I need to, put it out there, and then, if I'll send you an email, and we'll have them after the race,
Yeah, that sounds
at a
great.
meeting after the race.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anthony's done a phenomenal job out there. The time and the effort that he spent in there, out there is incredible. So it'd be nice to get some of these guys to come and give me a hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah, we
know
do
you love
volunteer
it,
list.
it's-
That's what we're working on the volunteer thing for, and having
Yeah.
things to do for people on their off time, because I totally understand how,
We
if you have a free
appreciate-
minute, you can't be there for work day, so we'll set something up, so if you have a free minute, there'll be labeled things, and I'll even put flags out there. You know, I was thinking about the water bar, I'll put blue flags everywhere we need a little water bar anyway.
And
Yeah.
the thrust of my comment there was to give you recognition.
yeah, he's looking at what he can do next, what can we do next? What can we do?
Thank you.
I have.
Good, yeah,
I'm just glad everyone's like, we're all on the same,
yeah.
yeah,
the
absolutely.
same mission.
Well, perfect, with nothing else, anybody else out there on the
I
computer?
got one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I made 50 of these, there's probably like 30 something left, I'm selling them for 40 bucks, it's just on me, not the district, but I'm taking all the proceeds, which is $20 a hat, so 50 times 20, it's $1,000 at it, I'll be
$1,000.
donating back to the district for Monteau, more revitalization efforts. So, if anyone wants a hat, whenever, no pressure, but they're here,
My aunt wants one.
yeah,
I was wearing
I've got a
mine,
lot of people.
I was wearing mine down here at the lake the other day, she said, I want one of those hats.
So, just a little donation effort on the side through me.
Love it.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else? All good?
Okay.
All good. Call this meeting to a close at 4:44, any objections?
Nope.